Well, guys, once again, good evening. Welcome to our session. Avanzamos, bueno, nuestra segunda sesión, dándole de pronto un par de minuticos más a los demás compañeros. El día de ayer arrancamos con todos los aspectos generales, el desarrollo del curso, parámetros particulares, ya no entrábamos tanto en detalle, por decirlo así, como en la historia como tal del proyecto. Yo les decía que mi intención el día de ayer era como tratar de desmenuzar un poco más precisamente todo ese componente evaluativo, en aras de que ojalá nos quedara lo más claro posible. Igual ustedes saben que si hay preguntas, obviamente tenemos el espacio. La idea es que no se nos pase tanto el tiempo. Hace poco, una hora realmente, les envié este mensajito como muy general. Es más o menos el mismo template para que tengan a la mano la presentación inicial. Igual como ustedes se dieron cuenta ayer al momento de la presentación inicial, en cada, digamos, diapositiva van ciertos links. Por ejemplo, el link que nos lleva a donde está la información del proyecto. Ingreso acá, permítanme. Listo. Acerca de virtual, cómo ingresar, no, y solo está el link de virtual. La información del examen final, que yo les decía que igual cuando sea la clase número 8, se hace como ese envío oficial por correo, pero si quieren revisarlo de ya no hay ningún problema. Les contaba también lo de la rúbrica y pues este link es el que contiene o el que nos lleva más bien a esa carpeta compartida con todos los diferentes materiales del curso. Además de eso, también los instructivos como generales acerca de lo que es, lo ingreso, lo siento, el formato, bueno, el proyecto ya lo tenemos, el de ingreso a la plataforma de Moodle. En ese punto, pues yo creo que ya la mayoría lo conoce, excepto por Isidro, que pues nos está acompañando desde este ciclo, que su matrícula en el aula virtual, digamos, está pendiente. Cuando ya esté, pues aparecerá en coordinación. También les compartía, es que estaba mirando la letra chiquita, entonces pensé que algo se me escapaba. Ah, no, mentira, sí. El tutorial para el libro, que también es para que Isidro lo revise cuando tenga el fin del libro. Les compartía también el link que nos lleva al documento que contiene el link de las grabaciones, solo es de lectura. En caso que necesiten ver algún apartado en particular, pues aquí encuentran por cada bloque. Yo los coloco, los del primer bloque, pues en la primera parte, 16 a 8, en la segunda parte los coloca Laura, Juliana, y bueno, pues el link de nuestras sesiones. Recuerden que aquí están los correos de coordinación académica, la coordinación de seguimiento de las dos docentes que estamos a cargo del curso. Y bueno, también hablamos como de esas cositas a tener en cuenta. Entonces, está en la presentación. Ahí están absolutamente todos los links para que tengan presente cada vez que vayan a ingresar a los diferentes apartados que tenemos en el aula. De pronto ustedes ven que hice un pequeño ajuste. Permítanme, me regreso acá. En el cronograma, porque en dos partes, en dos sesiones, coloqué como si Laura fuera a estar a cargo en la primera y en la segunda sesión. No, siempre estaremos. Yo en la primera, perdón que me diga por delante, y Laura en la segunda. Entonces, fue una cosa más como de organización de mi parte realmente, pero no es que haya cambiado algo de forma sustancial. Como ustedes se dan cuenta también, el archivo se editó hace poco, entonces no quiero que piensen que hay algo nuevo por ahí. Y bueno, guys, quisiera saber si tienen alguna pregunta, ya después de haber revisado de pronto algunas cosas antes de pasar a tomar asistencia. Benjamín, señor, cuénteme.
Eh, Hola, profe, una pregunta. ¿Este curso o este nivel hasta qué fecha va para ponerle en mi cronograma?
Sí, va hasta el 14, ¿listo?
14
Entonces,
de
de
febrero.
febrero, sí. Ese día es el examen final y yo les contaba que ahí en el calendario nos aparece que los días de descanso o de receso son 15 y 16. Entonces, el 17 estaría arrancando el A2.4. ¿Listo? Así
Y
por.
no, y por ejemplo, del programa completo, ¿hasta qué fecha va?
Ah, bueno, es que los de B1 van hasta agosto, creo que vamos hasta finales de octubre, porque la idea es
O
llegar
sea,
hasta B2 más la parte del componente de call centers.
perfecto. O sea, tendríamos como intervalos aproximadamente de 3 semanas con descansos de 2 días.
Sí, realmente sí, sí, porque es, digamos, súper intensivo y pues tiene como esa particularidad. Entonces, incluso creo que en algunos casos va a ser de un día. Vamos a ver si en efecto se puede reevaluar esa parte. Pero sí,
Listo, profe. Muchas gracias.
listo, Benjamín, sí, señor. Listo, guys. Entonces, voy a tomar asistencia. Give me a moment. Ah, bueno, guys, antes de tomar asistencia, la parte de Moodle, para quienes ya están matriculados, ya 20 personas ingresaron. La invitación que les decía, no lo dejemos para última hora. Bueno, de tal manera que no se nos acumulen todas esas actividades, que entiendo que pues por el tiempo y lo demandante que es el curso, puede ser un poquito abrumador, pero pues no, no dejemos que sea aún más abrumador. Paso a tomar asistencia. Sergio David Gómez. No ha ingresado todavía. Ay, ¿sí me escuchan?
Yes, teacher.
Sí,
Yes,
lo
teacher.
siento, es que el computador, el laptop se me puso muy lento de la nada. Entonces pensé que era que iba a morir. Me tiene confundida. Sí, lo siento, regáleme un minuto. Ok, para las personas que ingresaron hace poco, lo siento, es de literalmente de un segundo para otro. Se puso lento, pero ya creo que me está enviando una alarma. Ok, necesito que funcione. Bueno, había preguntado por Sergio David. Creo que no está por el momento, o quizás no ha llegado hasta ahora. Voy a empezar con la asistencia. Entonces, lo que ingresaron hace poquito, no se preocupe. Sigo acá. Bueno, Benjamín.
Here.
Ok. Let's continue. Andrés Felipe Jaimes.
Present, teacher.
Ok. Jennifer Paola Martínez. No ha llegado todavía. Kiara Lisette Martínez.
Present, teacher.
Ok. Jorge Jair Moreno.
Present, teacher.
Ok. Diego Fernando Olarte.
Present, teacher.
Ok. Dana Valentina Ortiz.
Present, Miss.
Ok. Manuel Ortiz.
Present, teacher.
There you are. Joan Sebastián Paón.
Present, teacher.
Ok. Beatriz Omaira Pedraza.
Present.
Ok. Hamilton Peña.
Present, teacher.
Ok. Xiomara Caterina Rincón.
Present, teacher.
Ok. Jessica Paola Ríos.
Present, teacher.
Eso iba a decir, me pareció que yo la vi. Caterina Alexandra Rodríguez.
Present, Miss.
Ok. María Alejandra Rosso. Not here for the moment. Marlon Yesid Sánchez. Reviso rápidamente. Bueno, sí lo veo conectado, Marlon. Si me pasó nada que lo había visto. Pero bueno, cuando me conteste, hago el ajuste acá. Mendy Fabián, Santa.
Teacher present.
Ok. Mm, Mendy está, no me confundo acá. Karen Juliet Torres.
Present.
Ok. María Alejandra Vega.
Present.
Ok. Vanessa Zambrano.
Present, teacher.
Muy bien. Y Natalia Navarro.
Present.
Ok. Entonces, por confirmar, no se han conectado por el momento. María Alejandra Rosso. Jennifer Paula Martínez. Sergio David Gómez. Y bueno, Marlon está, pero no me contestó. Entonces, cuando me conteste, arreglo aquí. Ok.
Hi, teacher.
Hi. Hi, who? Jennifer? Marlon? Who?
Teacher, hi.
Andrés, hi, Miss Teacher.
Ok. No, mentiras. Sí es Andrés, es Jennifer Paola. Dije que no estaba Andrés, lo siento. Listo, el ajuste acá. Y sería perfecto. Ok. Well, I hope that this is not a, let's say, difficult or complicated problem from my laptop. I think that we can start already. Let me just adjust one of the activities, well, actually two of the activities that I have planned for today to make sure that they are actually working. This one works, okay. This one as well, very good. Sorry. Well, guys, for today, we are going to continue working on our unit 8. Well, as you already know, we work like really fast on each unit. And yesterday, when we were having a look like at the general aspect that the unit has, one of the activities was to give a talk about Canada, okay? So as you notice also from yesterday's, the second part of yesterday's session, we're talking about the general grammatical component, and then you were talking about features of geography and also another grammatical component. Today is a little bit more about geography. My intention of today is for you to make a kind of mini pitch. Well, not like a pitch, it's a kind of presentation, actually. Once again, focusing on making sure that you have a really good memory, I hope, from what you studied at, I think, primary and high school related to geographical features. So before we actually start, we're going to begin with a game. Let's see how good you are at geography in terms of those general aspects that maybe, once again, as I told you, I'm sure that you have studied when you were in high school, or maybe because you like it, it is not necessarily like related to high school itself. I have just sent you a link to the chat. The idea that, of course, you guys take part of it, and we will start with a geography quiz, okay? So I'm going to turn this off for a moment. I'm gonna give you guys, we are 19, I'm gonna give you a couple of minutes. So you can choose your name and then we begin. Give me a second that I left my bottle of water and I really, really need it. I'll be right back. I'm back, 11 out of 19. We still have like almost a minute and something. 14, 15, okay, 4 more, and we can start.
Wait a minute, teacher.
Sorry? Okay, I guess it's time to start. Hamilton, there you are. Okay, as I was telling you, we're talking about just like very general facts of geography. Let's see. Let me share the sound as well. Just 11 questions, very easy. What has the most land area? Look at the choices. Benjamin, very good. We are talking about Russia. That's it. Next question. What state is Los Angeles in? No, that song was to enroll for the game. Don't worry. Well, 12 out of 18. Okay, Benjamin, this is still the one that is winning. California, very good. Which countries border France? In this case, you will notice that there are like different possibilities, right? Careful with time, 4 seconds left. No changes. There weren't changes because, as I was telling you, there are different possibilities. So it doesn't matter if you chose or Germany or Belgium or Spain, your answers were correct. The ones that were not correct definitely were Romania and Greece. Ah, okay, Beatriz, don't worry. I think that maybe you're driving, maybe. Well, it's just like to refresh your memory, probably you're answering on your mind, because as I was telling you at the beginning of the session, today is all about geography. Let's continue. Which countries are not in Europe? See? Very good. To make it a complete answer, the idea would be to choose both of them. Notice that the question was in plural, similar to the previous one. Which countries are not in North America? Remember, if there is more than one, you've gotta choose more than one in order to make it count. Changes. It was like in the second part of the grid. Sweden and in this case, USA. Why USA? Oh my God. Very good.
Teacher, but
The incorrect one is Sweden, sorry.
Sweden is
Teacher, it
in
is
It's in
only
North Europe.
USA.
Yeah, because are in North America. Sweden is not supposed to be there. I'm sorry, my mistake.
Yes,
Well, the
teacher.
important thing is
No,
that
but-
you know that it is not in North America. I don't want to confuse what you already know about geography. Okay. That's embarrassing. Okay, let's go with the other question. Which are in Africa. Question 5. Now, Mendy is the leader in this case. We're talking about South Sudan, Algeria, and Egypt, the three of them, of course. Question number 7. Which country is in the Nordic region out of this list? Now, in this case, it's only one. Benjamin is back. Norway, very good. We're about to finish. Well, this part, of course. Which continent has no countries? Mendy's back. Antarctica, absolutely. It's just a continent all itself. Which Korea has more people? No significant changes. In this case, we're talking about South Korea. What city is the Burj Khalifa in? Let's see the choices. Sebastian, you're back. Well, actually, the first time in this game, it's in Dubai. Absolutely. Well, guys, final question. Before we move to the country that actually we care about tonight. The capital of Canada. I think that's easy for you. Well, let's see how good our memory is. Okay, that was our final question. Next question, we don't have more questions. Do you want to end the quiz? Yes. That's connection. Well, we have Jair, Mendy, and Sebastian. Congrats, you were the winner of this quiz related to geography. Well, and my question that has to be corrected, but as I was telling you, the idea first was like to refresh your memory about those general aspects of geography. Going back to our book, as you remember, as I was telling you at the beginning, today we will be talking about Canada in terms of like putting into practice all those different aspects of geography that you were studying during yesterday's session. On that same line, I want you to tell me what you know, okay? But please, do not Google it. That's not the point. I don't want to see the information that was copied and pasted from any website or even Wikipedia. What you know. In 25 words maximum, what do you know about Canada? So I send you this link to the chat. It's pretty simple. Here there is this box, and be as precise as possible. Could be about any aspect that you know, probably again talking about geography, or maybe talking about the culture, talking about lifestyle, talking about food, why not? But once again, and I really want to clarify on that, please do not Google it. What you have heard, what is part of the information that you already know, okay? Guys, could you tell me that the link is working? Could you confirm that? Is it working?
Yes, teacher, is work.
Thank you very much. As I was telling you, it's very short. 25 words is just like around 1.5 sentences, 2 sentences. I'm going to give you anyway 5 minutes for you to brainstorm your idea. Of course, it may sound obvious, but the idea that you tell me in English. Once again, guys, do not Google it. What do you already know about Canada, about any topic that we can think of? 5 minutes starting now. Well, guys, time's up. Well, we have 10 answers. You are 19. What about the other ones? Okay, 11. I'm sure that they are about to, let's say, to arrive. Let's uncover the information. Well, remember the idea was 25 words from what you know, like you've read, I don't know, listened. I also told you not to Google it, not to copy and paste. Just let's make sure to use the information that is already in our minds. We have currently is the best place to live. Canadians, well, love playing hockey because this is plural. Well, first we have to check the spelling of Canadians. Como ya en plural nos lleva a la S. Love to play hockey. Canada is very cold and Canada is next to USA. Porque aquí, this is Spanish, Estados Unidos. Also, people in this country speak English and French. Very good. Important aspects to keep in mind. Canada is a country with a high level of life. They have a good education, health and social programs. They have a good economic system. They have extreme temperatures. Hablábamos ayer que A solo era para una cosa, ¿no? Muy bien. Canada would be one of the coldest countries to live in winter season. Canada, capital letter, has a lot of opportunities that make it attractive to immigrate. Canada has free health system. Has a free health system, but but maybe you have to pay a lot of taxes per year would be. Let's see. I know that the weather is very cold. Ya llegará el momento que veamos esto más en detalle. Acá solo sería is. There are a lot of tourist places. Speak English and French. Very good. Canada has many beautiful landscapes. The most popular game is hockey, and people can speak 2 languages. Very good. We have already with 14. Well, for the moment, let's say the general aspect that you have discussed have been the weather and talking about the 2 languages, like the most repeated among the aspects related to the education and health system. There are a lot of places similar to France, for example, the style of construction in the houses, I guess. Also, there are all the stations. It is very cool in snow, maybe in winter, and cold. Cold is a little bit warmer, let's put it like that. I know that Canada is in North America, is one of the coldest countries in the world, and it's famous for its maple. The maple leaf, absolutely. I know a little. I know that this country talks English, British, and Francés. Why Spanish? I know a little. This looks like Spanish. Sé que este país habla inglés, así se escribe en español, ¿no? We would say, I know that in this country, people speak English and French. Of course, we don't use this word in Spanish. This country searches many people for live, this country and work. This idea is confusing. This country searches many people for live in this country and work. I guess that maybe the idea was that people actually look for opportunities to work and live in this country. Pilas que esta idea está bastante confusa. Okay. We're about to finish this part. Actually, I know a few things about Canada. Just I know it's a big country. Many people would like to work there and it has great health services. Then it has seasons. Is people can see the snow. Absolutely. Como estamos hablando de varios servicios, no podemos usar el A. Ya repasaremos eventualmente también lo de los artículos. Tomorrow, actually. I know that its most played sport is ice hockey. It's known for its crystalline lakes and its towering mountains, and it is represented by the maple leaf. Canada, bueno, aquí mate 25. Canada is a country in North America. Capital is Ottawa. The country is characterized by its large lakes. They have 2 official languages, English and Spanish. I would say that it is French, but maybe in some regions, but like official languages, I don't think that the Spanish belongs to that category. Among its main cities are Quebec, Vancouver. A beautiful place is the Niagara Falls. Canada is a beautiful country. It's a big country with different weather. Ottawa is the capital of this country. The weather is cold in the winter. My sister lives, My sister lives in Canada or lived in Canada for a few months. And she said that it had beautiful places. Acá se va la E. Okay, guys, very good. Thank you for sharing your information. As I was telling you, the idea for me actually, was for you to share what you knew about Canada, what you have heard. In this type of exercises, I usually ask you not to type your name, to make it a little bit anonymous. On the same line, it's to make those, let's say, corrections. Nunca es de mala fe, ni mucho menos, pero precisamente el que sea anónimo, y les aclaro en español, obviamente sin mala intención, es para que cuando se hagan esos ajustes, les haga esas correcciones, pues no sientan que es como una especie de ataque personal y que todo el mundo se dé cuenta quién cometió el error, no. Y pues la idea es que los tengamos en cuenta. Más que hoy, pues digamos que si vamos a tener una parte escrita, entonces todo lo que sea práctica, como ustedes saben, pues nos sirve. Well, guys, going back to our book, remember that today we are talking about pages 74 and 75. On page 74, as you already noticed, here we have a quiz about Canada. You have already shared some different aspects. As I was telling you, most of you already talked about, of course, true information, and there were aspects that somehow were more present among all of your answers. Once again, we're going to read first the questions to analyze the information. Probably you have any question related to vocabulary. Then we're going to listen to get the real answers of each question, okay? That is basically the idea on this part. So first we're gonna read it. Well, I have to put it like this. We will move to question 4 in a moment. And then we will listen to compare our answers. So please, Andre Felipe, could you read questions 1 and 2? Andre Felipe. Bueno. Se fue por un momento, tal vez. Beatriz, could you read questions 1 and 2?
Yes. 1. Including all its land and whether Canada is the second largest country in the world, the third largest country in the world, the fourth largest country in the world.
Largest.
Largest.
Mm-hmm.
2. What percentage of the world's population lives in Canada? 0.5%, 2.5%, 5.5%.
Okay, Beatriz, thank you very much. Canada, Canada would be like way too Spanishy, like to have it in mind.
Okay.
And Beatriz, if you had to predict, based on what probably you already know, for you, which would be the answer for questions 1 and 2? What do you think?
Number 1, I think A, the second largest country in the world. And number 2, maybe B, 2.5%.
Okay, Beatriz, we'll see. When we listen, we'll compare our answers. Let's have a look at questions 3 and 4. Jessica, please read the question and also the possibilities, the choices, actually.
3. There are many lakes and rivers in Canada. What percentage of all the fresh water on Earth do they contain? A, 5%, B, 10%, C, 20%. 4. How many of these oceans border Canada? A, the Pacific Ocean, B, the Atlantic Ocean, and C, the Arctic.
Like the Arctic. Thank you, Jessica. Just two things to keep in mind for pronunciation. On question number 3, rivers, okay? And in question number 4, the word ocean. Suena más como shh, to keep it in mind. Jessica, on the same like exercise that we did with Beatriz, if you had to predict, because that's what we're doing, we're just predicting for you, which would be the answer on question number 3? Jessica.
The answer?
Yeah, just like a prediction, you know, we will check, but just by looking at the information, what do you think for you?
For me, 10%.
Okay, and for number 4?
And number 4, Arctic Ocean.
Okay. We'll see. Thank you very much. Questions 5 and 6, Hamilton, could you read them, please?
Yes, the country directly south of Canada is the seats, the UK, the USA, Mexico. Seats, the capital of Canada is Ottawa, Montreal, y Toronto.
And Toronto. Okay, very good. Just 1 minute thing, Hamilton, UK, you said UK. You know, like the
UK.
Spanish pronunciation. Well, I think that probably in this case, it's easier for you, Hamilton, to predict which would be the answers for number 5 and number 6.
Number 6.
Hamilton, not the answers.
The answer, Toronto.
Okay, and for number 5?
For number 5, south of Canada, Mexico.
Okay, anyway, we will listen to check. Thank you, Hamilton. Well, Jorge, you're already helping us with the answers in the chat. Could you please read questions 7 and 8?
Sure, teacher. How many official languages are there in Canada? B, 2. What is Canada's national winter sport? Ice hockey.
But you didn't read the other choices, Jorge.
Okay. How many official languages are there in Canada? A, 1, B,
1.
2, C, 3. 8. What's Canada's national winter sport? A, skiing. B, ice hockey. C, football.
Thank you, Jorge. Very good. Just one thing to keep in mind, in this case, because it's plural, would be languages. If we say language, would be the singular. So to keep that in mind.
Okay, teacher.
Thank you, Jorge. Let's see. Well, questions 9 and 10. I would like to listen to Sebastián Pavón.
Yes, teacher.
So could you help me?
Yes.
Mhm.
Can you listen, teacher?
Yeah, I'm listening to you.
Okay. What color is the Canadian flag? A, red, B, white, C, red and white. And 10 is how many of these singers are Canadian? A, Nelly Furtado, B, Avril Lavigne, and C, Justin Bieber.
That's it. Thank you, Sebastián. Well, guys, as I was telling you, well, the idea is now to answer the questions. As you already predicted, most of them, I'm sure that are pretty easy for you, but we're going like to do the exercise in terms of also listening to the other information that they are sharing in this talk. I'm going to read this instruction for you. Listen to John talking about Canada. Underline the correct answers in the quiz. How many did you get right? Okay. Benjamin, do you have already like the screenshot of the quiz, or do you need me to show it to you so you can take the screenshot to do the activity?
Yeah, could you please take back the Zoom that I can.
Well, yeah, the thing is, okay, the thing is that with this, we only have like two possibilities,
Okay.
zoom in, zoom out. Notice that in this case, it gets like this and then like this.
Okay,
So
okay.
probably we need to.
The first, all
Mhm.
right, first screenshot, could you please?
I know.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
No, no, come back,
No,
please.
okay, sorry.
Now, no, please, wait. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, welcome. Anyway, we're gonna listen twice, guys. Remember that is to compare your answers, especially the ones that I asked like to read to see how similar your answers are. Let's see.
Unit 8, Recording 4.
Well, I finally decided to move to Canada about 9 months ago and live here permanently. I'm really excited because I lived here for a few years when I was a child and also a few times as an adult, and I've now decided to stay. Something I love about Canada is the space. I mean, it's huge. It's actually the second biggest country in the world, if you include all the land and the water. But it only has 0.5% of the world's population. So that means there is a lot of space for everyone. I love being in the outdoors. And in Canada, the countryside is beautiful and there's so much to do outside. First, there are so many lakes and rivers. It's incredible, but Canada has about 20% of all the fresh water in lakes and rivers in the whole world. I love going walking in the mountains and going fishing. It's so beautiful. There are also thousands of miles of coast, as Canada has 3 oceans as its borders: the Pacific Ocean along the west coast, the Atlantic Ocean along the east coast, and the Arctic Ocean in the north, as well as the USA as its land border, directly to the south, of course. When I was a child, I lived in Ottawa, the capital city. It's not the biggest city in Canada, but it's where the government is. Toronto is the biggest city, and that's where I live now. It's a really lively and multicultural place. The official language in Toronto and Ottawa is English, but in some places in Canada, the official language is French, like in Montreal, for example. The summer is very nice in Canada, but I like the winter best. There are some great places to ski, and I also love the national winter sport, ice hockey. I'm in a team with some friends, and I watch the professional matches as much as I can. I love watching the Canadian national team. Everyone wears the national colours, red and white, and it's a great atmosphere. So yes, I suppose that Canada is most famous for the beautiful countryside and outdoor activities. But you might not know that there are some famous Canadian pop stars. Nelly Furtado, for example, and Avril Lavigne, and also Justin Bieber. Most people think they are American, but they're not. They're Canadian.
Let's listen the second time, and then we move to our speaking activity of the evening.
Unit 8, Recording 4.
Well, I finally decided to move to Canada about 9 months ago and live here permanently. I'm really excited because I lived here for a few years when I was a child and also a few times as an adult, and I've now decided to stay. Something I love about Canada is the space. I mean, it's huge. It's actually the second biggest country in the world, if you include all the land and the water. But it only has 0.5% of the world's population. So that means there is a lot of space for everyone. I love being in the outdoors. And in Canada, the countryside is beautiful and there's so much to do outside. First, there are so many lakes and rivers. It's incredible, but Canada has about 20% of all the fresh water in lakes and rivers in the whole world. I love going walking in the mountains and going fishing. It's so beautiful. There are also thousands of miles of coast, as Canada has 3 oceans as its borders: the Pacific Ocean along the west coast, the Atlantic Ocean along the east coast, and the Arctic Ocean in the north, as well as the USA as its land border, directly to the south, of course. When I was a child, I lived in Ottawa, the capital city. It's not the biggest city in Canada, but it's where the government is. Toronto is the biggest city, and that's where I live now. It's a really lively and multicultural place. The official language in Toronto and Ottawa is English, but in some places in Canada, the official language is French, like in Montreal, for example. The summer is very nice in Canada, but I like the winter best. There are some great places to ski, and I also love the national winter sport, ice hockey. I'm in a team with some friends, and I watch the professional matches as much as I can. I love watching the Canadian national team. Everyone wears the national colours, red and white, and it's a great atmosphere. So yes, I suppose that Canada is most famous for the beautiful countryside and outdoor activities. Oh, that there are some famous Canadian pop stars, Nelly Furtado, for example, and Avril Lavigne, and also Justin Bieber. Most people think they are American, but they're not. They're Canadian.
Okay, that's it. Let's have a look at the answers that Jorge was sharing. I'm sure that you were already comparing with yours. And, you know, actually, there were 2 questions from the quiz that all the choices were correct, besides number 10, talking about the singers. Which was the other question that all the possibilities were correct?
The 4.
Question number
9.
Number 9. Well, number 9 is a little bit tricky, you know, because we already have C that is combining both colors, but we were also talking about question number 4. Well, just to wrap up this part of the session, let's have a look at the answers. So you can actually compare and see that what you predicted in most of the cases, you were right, guys. Well, number 4, as I was telling you, was the other question that had all the choices correct, similar to question number 10. Very good. Well, guys, I was telling you as well that, well, after, let's say, summarizing a lot of information about Canada, we were going to move to the next part of the session, that it is more like a speaking activity. Am I sharing the whole screen? No. There it is. Okay, you will talk about Canada. Now that we have, let's say, refreshed our memory, now that we have read and listened a little bit more, You will be sent to breakout rooms. We'll send like out of 3 participants per group. Yes. One, or let me put it this way. Well, I want to read the instruction. On each group, each member will choose one topic from the following list. The idea, of course, is that like every group probably has different aspects. I was not going to make a list of 18 different topics, but then when we come back, probably there is some like a bigger variety compared to talking about only one aspect. I decided to put 9 topics. Canada is a monarchy, the official languages in Canada, Canada's size, Canada's coastline, the first Europeans to colonize Canada, Canada's national animal, famous Canadians living in the US, the coldest ever recorded temperature in Canada, and Canada's Thanksgiving. So let's say that in group number 1, you decide on topic number 4, number 7, and number 9. That's okay. What you're going to do, well, I had thought of groups of 4, but based off our number, let's make it groups of 3. I'm gonna send you the link. So you're gonna tell me, of course, the participants on each group and the topic that you chose. The idea is that on each slide, they are going to share the information. Let me go back with no more than 70 words. It is not a very, let's say, formal and demanding presentation. I was telling you at the beginning that the idea was to make it like a pitch presentation. As you already know, from the characteristics of pitch presentations is that they are short, they are fast, and straight to the point. Of course, the idea that you have your information organized based on one of the topics that you have chosen. And then when we come back to make those mini presentations about Canada, the idea that, guys, first of all, they all 3 participate and do not just read from the slide. Otherwise, it will be just like a written activity. Now, some aspects to keep in mind, because it's a mini presentation, but it doesn't mean that it has to be like way too informal. First of all, we're gonna like greet the audience, like good evening. This is group tan tan tan. They're going to introduce yourself and the members of the group. As I was telling you, we are group number 5. My name is and my partners are number 1 and number 2. When you are telling your information, organize it. Make sure that in your group, you know who goes next. Because in some cases, bueno, yo ya terminé, ¿quién sigue? And even in Spanish, no, like make sure that you organize yourselves so everybody knows like the moment when they are supposed to participate. Once again, make a proper transition. So let's say that this person finishes. Now, is going to talk about tarantantan. Thank you. So we see that there is a moment, not just like the person is quiet. And as I was telling you, ¿quién sigue? That is not the idea. And then, of course, the idea that the final participant closes the presentation. Okay, this is all the information. Because in some cases, the final part is like everybody gets quiet. And then it's like an awkward silence, like, finished. No, make sure that you inform, the audience that you have actually finished. So I'm gonna display once again this slide so you can choose from the list. As I was telling you, I'm going to create breakout rooms. Depending on the name of the number, of the group is the slide that you are gonna be using. So for example, group number 1 would be typing the information in slide number 1. For the moment, there are 18 of you, so we have a total of only 6 groups. So group number 6 would be typing the information on slide number 6, okay? Guys, did you have any question?
Teacher, I have a question.
Hamilton.
Every member of the group talk about a different topic or the same topic?
No, a different one.
Thank you.
Good. So also the idea is that in your groups, you help to edit each other, like, well, but this is too long, or no, maybe this is too complicated. Or maybe you say, no, let's change the topic, like let's change the topics so we can facilitate each other's lives. So that would be also the idea. Well, guys, I'm gonna send you the link to the PowerPoint presentation, the shared presentation, so you can have access to it. And then I'm gonna create the groups. Okay, there are 6 groups. Remember, guys, the idea that everybody participates. I know that probably some of you have special cases, but it doesn't mean that people in charge can't write their information. In the moment that I send you, you're going to have 15 minutes. And when we get back, each group would have up to 2 minutes for the presentation. That is today's activity. So let's start. There you have the invitation to go to each group. Yes, only 15. Mhm. André Felipe, Manuela, ¿tienen problemas para ingresar? ¿No les deja? ¿Hay algo que no les permite ir a los breakout rooms? Well, guys, welcome back. Is everybody here already? Well, there are like 2 absentees, but that's okay. Very good. Well, I know that in this case, it is a little bit, let's say just a little, like complicated to find of the information, to edit it, and to make sure that you include all the aspects that are being required. That is why at the beginning of the session, I was telling you, it is going to be a pitch presentation. I really hope that you managed to find the topics that you felt probably more interested in. Why not? I was having a look at the topics and the information that you were collecting. Some of the cases you decided to fill in all the information. When I was thinking of the activity, I was projecting 4 participants per group, but in this case, we just ended up having 3, and that was just fine. So you chose the topic for each one of you guys. Remember, guys, that you're going to have up to 2 minutes, which is like the amount of time that pitch presentations have. So I would like to begin with group number 1, now that I'm like projecting that slide in particular, and I haven't projected that one yet. There you go. So we have, well, no, I'm not going to say anything. Which one of you guys is going to start?
Good evening, teacher and classmate. Our group made up of Hamilton Peña, Mendy from Young, and the speaker Vanessa Zambrano are going to present you with different very interesting facts about Canada. A celebration that in Latin America we don't have is Thanksgiving, but Canada does celebrate it. That's why I start by talking to you about this. Canada Thanksgiving is celebration in Canada. This is celebrated throughout the country on the second Monday of October each year. It is almost always celebrated with a great dinner with family and friends. The typical food is stuffed turkey or other with roast. Now, Mandy will tell about Canada natural national animal.
Hello, classmates and teacher. I'm Mendy Santa. I'm going to talk about the Canada's national animal. On the 24th of March 1975, the national animal of Canada was officially recognized as the beaver. The beaver has played a huge role in the identity of Canada for a long time because its significance in the food trade and economic growth of the country. The next person who going to talk is Hamilton Peña about Canada's size. Hamilton.
Hello everyone. Sorry for the microphone. I will to talk about the Canada size. And for example, Canada is the second largest country in the world. The first is Russia. That country has a 9.9 square kilometer of extension. That means, for example, in Canada there are 3.8 people per square kilometer. And Canada is so big that is surrounded by 3 oceans: the Pacific Ocean, Atlantic, and the Arctic Ocean. And for to finish the presentation about Canada, I want to say Canada is a huge country with an important culture to discover and a lot of place to visit. Thank you for listen.
Okay, guys, thank you very much for the organization. It was like really well organized. We could see the beginning, the end, in the case, well, Hamilton finishing the presentation, and that was pretty obvious. And thank you for summarizing all those 3 topics. Very good, guys. Okay, let's move to group number 2. I'm going to let you know when you have 30 seconds left, just like to inform you.
Okay.
Let's begin.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jorge Moreno. My classmates are Karen Torres and Manuel Ortiz. Canada is a monarchy. Canada is a constitutional monarchy. The monarch, the king or king, is the head of a state, whose powers are defined by the Constitution and the constitutional conventions. The Prime Minister is the head of government. Queen of Canada was Elizabeth II, 1926 and 2022, and the new King of Canada is Charles III, 1948. The next person is Karen Torres.
The official language in Canada. Canada has 2 official languages. Number 1 is English because it's spoken for 90% of people, and the other one is French. Around 60% of people speak this language. It is important to note that these languages are recognized by the Constitution of Canada, and all constitutional acts are in both languages. Most people don't know why in Canada speak French. It is due to the Quebec law. To end our presentation, Manuela will continue.
Okay, hi everyone. The hostness ever record temperature in Canada. The temperatures in Canada have come to register the highest temperature in the country with 49 degrees Celsius in British Columbia. The temperatures surpassed the previous Canadian record of 45 degrees Celsius from 1937, as well as the record for the highest temperature record north of 50 latitude, which stood at 44.4 degrees Celsius in July 1941. And that's it.
Okay. 44.4 when it is number is points. Well, guys, thank you for the organization. Yes, Manuela. But remember that they did not to read like directly. I know that the information that you have here is your point of reference. And I know that we didn't have like enough time to like, let's say, internalize it a little bit more, but not like to read it just like it is. But the organization was one of the aspects that it was expecting. Group number 2, thank you very much. Group number 3, Beatriz, Sebastian, and Jessica.
Hi, Miss. Hi, co-workers. Welcome to presentation about Canada. My group are Sebastian and Beatriz and Jessica. Canada is the world's second largest country after Russia. Canada has 985,000 millions kilometers square, and the current population of Canada is 38 millions 93,000. Also, Canada talks 2 languages, English and French. The next, Jessica, words about the typical animal in this country.
Okay, hello. In Canada, national animal is the bear. Is the largest rodent among the animals of Canada. Can measure custom 74 and 19 centimeters. Continue with my classmate Sebastian Pavon with the national Thanksgiving.
I think that Sebastian is not here. No. Well, ladies, don't worry. Of course, the grade is for you that who are actually here. Beatriz, check the numbers. Okay, I think that probably you confuse 100 with 1,000. In this case would be 9,985. Okay, remember that we begin with the 1,000 and then we had, I guess that you got confused. You said per 1,000, sorry, for 100, first 100 and then, okay, 1,000. And the same happened in here, okay? 38,500,000. 500,000. Well, 595,000. Now I'm the confused 193. And well, the other part was pretty good. Well, in the final part, is it Canada talks, that's to Spanish. Como que Canada habla. Well, people in Canada speak because we're talking about the language in general. But it was like, good, thank you, ladies. Of course, while Sebastian is not here, it's not your fault. Let's continue with the next group. That is group number 4. Okay. Diego and Xiomara.
Hello everyone, my name is Diego Larte and my group mate is Xiomara Rincon. We will talk about the official languages in Canada. The official languages in Canada are French and English. 75% of the people speak English and 25% speak French. Secondly, the official animal in Canada is the American castor. It can measure from 70 to 80 centimeters. Now, Xiomara will talk about famous person in Canada.
Hi, everyone. Some famous Canadians lie in the US, such as Justin Bieber, Rachel Madans, Seth Rogen, Mike Myers, and Matthew Perry. And Canada size, Canada has an area of 9,985 millions of square kilometers. Canada being the second largest country in the world. These are some interesting aspects of Canada. Thank you so much.
Okay, guys, thank you for including, well, more information. You could have chosen only 2, but you decided to do more, and that's fine. And also the way you organize the information as well. Kiara, Natalia, and Benjamin, what about yours?
Hi everyone. Today we told about some things about Canada. We group is made up by Kiara Martinez, Natalia Navarro, and Benjamin Isidro. First, I told you about the Canada's national animal. The Canada's national animal is the beaver. Unfortunately, it's an unhappy story because in the past, the fashion of the day demands for hats made with beaver pelts. The beaver was close to extinction by the 19th century, and then the fashion hats changed to silk hats, and the demand for beaver pelts decreased. And next, my classmate Natalia will talk you about Thanksgiving Day in Canada.
Good evening. I'm talking about Thanksgiving. Canada's Thanksgiving is a celebration to honor life blessings. Usually, people spend time with family and close friends, and it's celebrated on the second Monday of October. And the traditional food includes turkey, potatoes, vegetables, pumpkin pie, and apple pie. And also Canadians enjoy football and sports on Thanksgiving. The next person is Benjamin, and he's talk about Canada's access to North Pole route.
Well, hi for everyone. We know that Canada it's a really big country. So in this night, I have to tell you about the access to the North Pole route in Canada, and because this global condition about warming and the glaciers, it's not as strong as other times. For that reason, in this moment, there is available one route between Asia and Europe, crossing the north of Canada. This passage allows the navigation of a bigger and large ships between countries like China and other countries of Europe, and passing and crossing this route in Canada takes 33 days, but this same route between Europe and Asia, taking the Canal of Suez, crossing Egypt, takes 48 days. So it's a shortest route between these big these continents.
Well, Benjamin, well, I have to interrupt you now. First, it's already, don't worry, it's 9:49, no, oh my God, 7:45. Well, remember guys that one of the ideas is to respect, the schedule as much as possible. Tomorrow, I will ask the third group, tomorrow we're going to make like a general review of the unit. So we would begin with Valentina, Catherine, and Maria talking about their part of Canada. And it actually matches what we have for tomorrow. So guys, thank you very much for your time. We will meet tomorrow, of course, to finish Unit 8. Have a good evening. See you tomorrow.
Bye.
See you, Lisa.
Take care, everybody.